Wherever you are in the world, yes, welcome. You're here, you made it, nice work. And if you're like us and you are thrilled that Wimbledon 2023 is underway, well, guess what? They're actually into day two. And if you're also like us that you couldn't get your eyeballs in front of the live coverage no matter where you are in the world, well, don't worry, we didn't either. And that basically sums up this Australian Open Life produced by Wisewords Media. We're going to go through first round day two and wrap it all up as it happens. So we're in the same boat as you, that we've got no idea what the results are. We're going to enjoy finding it out in the moment and sharing that information with you. The whole idea about this live stream, you don't have to set your clock or put us in your diary. If you're dropping in or dropping by, if you've never seen us before, or if you've been with us for a while, or you just discovered us, and shout out to our new subscribers and our new audience members. About 350 of you have joined us here and there across the last 4.5 days. Welcome to this Australian Life produced by Wisewords Media. We're based in Melbourne, Australia, and we are just a short footfault from Melbourne Park in Melbourne, Australia. So we'd better crack on with this. So have you caught up with the results of day one action? Well, if you tuned in with us yesterday, you would already know that at the end of day one, the American, get this, Michael Mamo, delivered the win of his life to see off the Canadian 11th seed, Felix Auger-Aliassime. Now, fair enough, the bloke was carrying an injury, and that didn't become apparent until later in the match. But still, a win is a win is a win. And speaking of wins that are wins are the wins, it is great to see old mate Sofia Kenin, the 2020 Australian Open champion. She was also a Grand Slam finalist in a separate tournament. She has re-emerged as a serious factor on the women's tour. Yesterday, first round, day one, she has absolutely... Well, she didn't destroy Coco Gauff, the 7th-seeded American, but it's fair to say she has turned some heads in the locker room. That was the best match of the first round, day one. Yep, that's the opinion going around. We'd agree with that. And that was a brutal draw for the number 7 seed to face the feisty, the competitive, the professional, the Energizer bunny that is Sofia Kenin, who you will remember if you were with us yesterday, but let's go through that again. Sofia Kenin has had such a run with injury and the like that she has not been a constant presence on the WTA tour, to the point where she was welcomed back to Wimbledon, but basically she had to go through 3 qualifying rounds, which she did, getting a bit of touch back, feeling the Wimbledon grass under her feet again, and the smell of strawberries and cream in the air, and the smell of whinging poms in the air, and she went, nah, bang. And that's how she got into the first round at Wimbledon, and that's how she came to be the name on everybody's lips. So aside from the fact that women's tennis is doing quite well, thank you very much at the moment, you can add Sofia Kenin to that list of shot makers and winners and this. So that's our stinger that lets you know we are moving on. And moving on, just want to again just let you know that this Australian Open Life, our bread and butter is scouring scouring the online information sources, media websites, media apps. It's also our bread and butter to bring it all together into one easy to consume bit of content. These wrap-up episodes will run about 30 minutes, so that you don't have to keep you can come back anytime you want, and it'll be easy to find your place in bite-sized chunks of 30 minutes is the aim. But we also want to share our knowledge. If you're interested in what's going on with regards to the elite players, we don't have broadcast rights for any Wimbledon footage, but we're happy to let you know where to find everything that you want to see and hear. So if you're interested in hearing exactly what the players think about their matches before and after, why not check out their press conferences? They're in full. That is the Wimbledon YouTube channel, and you can go through that to your heart's content. We don't mind. Happy to share that knowledge. And if you missed our previous lead-up episodes, we've been going since last Saturday, pumping out lots of really good content about Wimbledon. That we started out looking at qualifying, and we've packaged that up all up into this podcast list, and we've also got this current list going for all these wrap-up as it happened episodes, and we've also separated out our two. We're only doing 2 preview episodes of day 1 and day 2 only, because they're the most exciting days when all the players, the men and the women, the ATP Tour and the WTA Tour come together onto Wimbledon Centre Court, and the show courts and the outer courts. We'll just only be doing 2 preview episodes, but if you missed both of those episodes, they're right there, very easy to find. So let's see what happens on day 2, first round, Wimbledon 2023. So we'll switch it up for you. We will switch it up for you and keep the background looking nice and interesting and engaging as we'll put our audio over the top of our library of content footage, because we want to keep it nice and interesting, that you've got something to be visually engaged with. So let's take a look at, have we got a tour here for you? One second, this is better. So just bear with us. We'll set this up so that you've got, here's one of our, in our Spotlight series. This is, we'll keep the sound muted because there's commentary over the top of this content. But this will also give you an example that the way we go about presenting a point of difference, content with a point of difference, and content that is designed to educate you about players that don't always make the headlines, but still by way of qualifying, or by way of having to get wild cards. How do these people achieve Grand Slam draws if they haven't landed with a top 32 seeding, or if they haven't got a top 100 ranking? How on earth do they get there? So that's the whole idea behind our wild cards episodes. We take a look at players that are not that well known, because they're the stories that matter to us, because it helps us all as tennis fans learn a bit more about the global game. And some of these players really do it tough. So a lot of this footage shot around Melbourne Park. It's all shot and edited and presented by Wise Words Media. We're a small, small's not right, we punch above our weight. We're a creative production house in Melbourne, Australia, digital agency, and all this footage was shot and edited by Wise Words Media. And why not borrow off our own content library to keep things interesting? So let's get on with it. So thanks for your patience. We're into the 10-minute mark. So let's see. As play got underway yesterday, Play got underway yesterday around about 11 o'clock. Each day the matches start. And Dominic Thiem, he's looking to extend his points to try and create more of a clay court kind of match. Well, that makes sense because grass not being his favourite surface, and Stefanos Tsitsipas across the other side of the net. He is a natural for grass court, his game, and they're currently locked at 1-1 in the first set. And elsewhere, we've got Berrettini, the Italian, up against Sonego, locked 2-2. The young British wild card, well done. He's up 2-1 in the first set against Holger Rune and Katie Bolter. The Poms won't be happy with this. Katie Bolter, the British wild card, she is currently love one down against the Australian Daria Saville in the first set. And moving right along to our next, we're going to go back and look at George Lofhagen. My goodness, he's currently 2-2 with Holger Rune. George Lofhagen, the British wildcard, he's a good player, and he actually wasn't too sure that he actually wanted to pursue a career in tennis. What a great strategy for a young guy, obviously pretty switched on for a young fella. He took a year off tennis, and he found out while he was not playing it, he found out how much he loved it. He's come back to the tour, and the resident coach at the British Lawn Tennis Association, Calvin Betton, have a listen to this. This for a he's pumping up the young fella. He says that George Lofhagen is the best athlete British tennis has had in British tennis in about 15 years. Are you joking? Amazing balance, Calvin goes on to say. And he's young George Lofhagen has a lovely backhand. You don't hear that word very often in professional sport, lovely, describing a backhand. His forehand is a bit gippy. Well, I'm going to take gippy as meaning that he's got to fine-tune it and improve it. So, George Lofhagen, he's starting off with a bang and turning heads out there against Holger Rune. George Lofhagen has saved 3 break points in the time it's taken us to read out this description, this write-up from Calvin Betton, the resident British men's coach. So that's 6 break points he's saved so far. His forehand's working well, especially the top spin, cross-court forehand. 4-all, Lofhagen versus Holger Rune, 4-all. And I'll have a look at this. This is the match back between the other two chaps. So when you hear that stinger, we're going to a new match. So it looks like up 3-2 and an advantage. It's Dominic Thiem. He has been sent wide by a second serve, and he absolutely smokes a trademark backhand return down the line for the break. He now leads Stefanos Tsitsipas 4-2, and he consolidates to love. Well done, Dominic Thiem. So in the first set, Dominic Thiem leads Tsitsipas 5-2. And now we're going to drop in on the British wildcard, Katie Bolter. She's playing Daria Saville, the naturalised Australian. She's married to Luke Saville, the Australian doubles specialist. And Bolter has broken. Yes, she has broken Saville, but Saville has broken back. It's now 2-all. And their matches looks like it's being interrupted by rain. So the centre and court 1, both roofs on those courts have closed. And Tsitsipas, is it worth doing that? It's a bit uncertain at the moment. Oh no, it's stopped raining and they're off again. So let's go. Can't see what the girls are doing. So let's take a look at the match again between Dominic Thiem, the Belgian, and the Greek, number 1, Tsitsipas. Tsitsipas serving. He served and held for 3-5 in the first set. Thiem now will try to win the opening set, and it looks like, according to the commentator, Both, according to this commentator, both these players are crap on grass. Well, that makes me look a bit foolish because I thought Tsitsipas was okay on grass. They haven't started off well at all. Let's see how we're going. Dominic Thiem, he's been having a terrible time trying to get back up the rankings. Dominic Thiem. He's now got 2 set points. That's come because of an ace, and he goes long. So, oh dear, he's now 40-30 again. Tsitsipas goes long on a backhand off the team serve. Tsitsipas wins that opening set 6-3. And now we can see that Mario Berrettini, the Italian, has hit a drive backhand. Was that single-handed? Are you joking? No, it went cross-court. A bit easier than down the line. So, gee, I'll tell you what, if he could do that every single time and be consistent, he might be a Grand Slam champion by this stage. But anyway, the young fella's got plenty of time to bring that consistency to his game. But as the match is standing, Berrettini is serving at 5-all, 15-30. Sonego runs around this backhand from Berrettini. He's drilled a winner down the line. That is great work. And there was a bad bounce there. That was a great return to bring up an error and raise break point. So Sonego serving, he slammed down an ace. He has slammed down an ace, and the Italian fails to break his opponent, and it's back to deuce. Moving to the next, we're going back to have a look at George Lofhagen, and he's competing really well against Holger Rune, the young fella. So they're locked at 5-all in the first set. So let's have a look around at some other matches that are taking place currently or concurrently. Fuchsovic has taken the first set off Griekspoor, the 28th seed, 6-4. Shelton, I think that's Brian Shelton, he is seeded 32, the American. He leads Taro Daniel, the Japanese player, 6-4, 2-love. Potapova, the 22nd seed in the women's side of the draw, leads Nave 6-3. And Daria Saville now leads 4-3 against Katie Bolter, the British wildcard. And it looks like Sonego is hanging on for a 6-5 lead in the first set against the Italian, who's now going to try and serve to level things up. And he's... what's going on here? Hang on a second. George Lofhagen has held serve. That is a massive serve. And he had to battle through deuce. But now he leads the first set 6-5 against Holger Rune. And it seems like Mario Berrettini also holds. And they're going to a first set tie-break. Oh dear. Let's take a deep breath. And it's Holger Rune is serving. He's having a little bit of trouble here against the young British wildcard, but he's held to 30-all. And here comes the first set tiebreaker. Lofhagen begins with a service winner. Nice work. That's out on court 12. Where Sonego now shanks a forehand to give Berrettini the mini break in their first set tiebreaker, 3-1. And on court 2, Dominic Thiem leads Stefanos Tsitsipas. Leads Stefanos Tsitsipas 6-3, 2-all. So we got a bit distracted there. Holger Rune moves from a mini break down to a mini break up. And George Lofhagen, the ball still in play, plants a really good backhand slice off his toes to snatch back a point. It's now 3 points each in the first set tiebreaker. And over on court 12, Sonego has also brought back the advantage that Berrettini, the Italian, had. And it's now 5-3 in their tiebreaker in their first set. You're listening to this Australian Open Life. We're currently about 10 minutes away from the end of our first look through the wrap-up of Day 2 as it happened at Wimbledon 2023. So the match, the tiebreaker that's got the attention of every single British tennis fan, George Lofhagen, the young fella that got the wild card, he's given an advantage here. The mini break now with Holger Rune, and we're now at 5 points to 4 in the first set. Oh, look at this back, the Italian on the back foot with Sonego wumping a forehand down the line for a 6 points to 5 points lead and a set point on serve right. Simultaneously, Holger Rune has sent a gorgeous volley gliding into the corner that gives him the first set against the British players. 7 points to 4, 7-6 to Holger Rune, the seeded player there. George Lofhagen, it's got to be said though, he's playing really, really well, way outside of his ranking, which is currently 371 on the ATP global ranking. So, it's raining. It's raining. Oh dear. So, it's fair to say that players been suspended on the outside courts, and centre court and court 1, they just stopped play there. The roof on each court is probably going to be closed. And just before this, Lorenzo Sonego is playing his good friend Mario Berrettini, who has sent a return into the net, and that is the first set to Lorenzo Sonego. 7 games to 6 first set, 7 games to 4. So let's have a look at the state of play with, even though the play is suspended, let's take a look at the scores as they stand. So, the nets are down, the covers are on. Around the courts, score update. Dominic Thiem leads Stefanos Tsitsipas 6-3, 3-4 on serve. Brengel leads Irani 6-3, 3-love. Pira leads Tomova 7 games to 6. Winning the first game, first set, 7 games to 6, 6 points to 3 in the first set tiebreaker, and now Love 1 leading in the second set. Brian Shelton leads Taro Daniel 6-4, 4-2. Fucsovic leads Greek Sport 6-4, 3-1. Potapova leads Naif 6-3, 3-all. Alexandrova leads Navarro 6-4, 5-2. And Katie Bolter is she's got a little bit of work to do to save the first set and win it. Daria Saville leads Katie Bolter 6 games to 5 in their first set, first round match. So, what do you do if you're a professional tennis player waiting for the rain to clear? So it looks like there's some other matches that are scheduled for a 1 p.m. start. Carlos Alcaraz is playing Jeremy Chardy, and court 1 at 1:30 British Standard Time. Shelby Rogers is playing Elena Rybakina. Is the weather clearing up? It's looking a little bit brighter. Some of the umbrellas are going back where they belong, which is under people's seats. As we turn over the page. And let's see how is the rain still keeping people. There's Alcaraz and Shardy are making an appearance on court. So there's another 10-minute wait, and yep, it's all up and running again. So Jeremy Chardy, he's actually playing his last tournament before retiring. So if he were to lose this match to Alcaraz, which, let's face it, he is not favourite, but his family is there courtside with him, and he's making him. He's having a bit of a joke. He served 2 doubles, 2 double faults in the course of being broken in the first game, opening that. Unbelievable. Oh dear. But let's head over to another British player. And Dan Evans yesterday, if you were listening to us, he was not happy yesterday. So Dan Evans actually was the victorious player in the Australian Open against Jeremy Chardy, and he hasn't won a set since the Australian Open, and you can already see why. He's struggling with his ball toss, and Alcaraz consolidates, and Jeremy Chardy serves 2 more double faults in his second service game, and that means he's got to go through. He's gone to deuce, and he can't save his service game, his second service game against Carlos Alcaraz. A forehand takes care of the double break, and he is in. Looks like he's in ridiculous form. He's leading 3-love already. And just imagine if we get lucky enough to see Alcaraz taking on Djokovic this year. So it looks like the rain is the rain is on our side. Shelby Rogers and Elena Rybakina are heading towards centre court. Rybakina looks okay, seemingly healthy. She's had an allergy throughout the last couple of months, and it's reduced. Apparently, it's affected her immune system. She had a virus. So if she's fit and healthy, she actually even if she lasts that long, she'll be facing Ons Jabeur, the Tunisian players in the quarterfinals. If she gets through the quarterfinals, she'll be up against Sabalenka. I think that's for some people they're looking just a bit too far ahead. So we're just hitting the 26-25 minute mark of this opening stanza, this opening instalment. So why don't we finish off here, and we'll all catch a breath, boil the kettle, make yourself a cup of tea. If you're in the east coast of Australia, rug up, stay out of the rain, and if you're anywhere overseas, whatever the weather's doing over your side of the world, make sure that you're well prepared for it. So there you go. Let us know. What do you think of the tennis so far? And we'll come back with some more comments. So let's finish this up and take it out here. Let us know what you think of these new content formats. If you've got any questions, if there's any players that you want us to do a bit of research, bring up some stats or some background, or you want to interview, we're also going to put up some interviews with the players. And let us know what you think of this style of content, this radio style, audio only presentation. And we're trying to keep everything dynamic and fresh, having the footage playing in the background, because we're based in Melbourne, Australia, and we want to show off Melbourne Park and show you some sights and sounds of summer that you might not have seen on the mainstream broadcasts. Wherever it is that you are, that you take in your information on your iPad, your iPhone. I don't know what you get your information on, but let us do the hard work for you, because that's our bread and butter, where our specialisation is drawing in information from all sorts of sources available in the public domain, and putting it out in one easy to consume bite-sized package for you, where you can pick and choose at a time that's convenient to you and your schedule, that you can listen and catch up on all the news from Wimbledon. Because if you miss the broadcast, chances are that you're not going to be sitting down for 7 hours looking at it online, are you? So that's the story. So let's finish up with this. And we really appreciate you joining us, appreciate all of our audience, and as I said, there's been about 350 people who've never been with us before, have dropped in drop by, and please don't drop out. Make sure you come back and like the content. If you can subscribe, that would be much appreciated. And any feedback, positive or negative, it all helps us grow the channel. That's how you can help us, simply by participating. Join the conversation. Let us know what you think, and we'll be more than happy to engage with you. So we'll be coming back in about 30 to 40 minutes. And we'll keep these episodes nice and short and sharp for you. And thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and we'll chat to you very, very soon.